All right, Mr. Joe, whenever you're ready.
Good evening. Thank you for inviting to your home. Sorry about the meeting today. We've had some business with the recreation. This is a special meeting, of the Recreation and Parks Commission for Tuesday, September 19th, 2023. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Chair Joseph Harris,
Here.
Commissioner Enrique Ortiz.
Here.
Commissioner Emily Drilling, absent. Commissioner Michael Jimenez.
Here.
And last seat is vacant. That one's on, I think, or I think it has batteries in it. You just have to press it. There you go. There it is.
Hello, thank you. Can you stand for the pledge of allegiance, please? Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's the Item number 3, I don't think I see anybody here for that, so we'll move to consent calendar. Item A, approve the minutes of the Recreation and Parks Commission regular meeting of August 17th, 2023. Motion. You have a motion approved. You have a second? I'll second it. A motion and a second, all really approved, signify by saying aye. Aye. So approved, thank you. Move down to regular business. We have the Boys and Girls Club monthly updates.
One of the updates that we have, well, major updates. I am no longer in charge of Rana Sevilla Clubhouse. I am at Mary Buren ACES. So I will be presenting Mr. Josue. He's the one that's going to be in charge of Rana Sevilla.
Hello, well, thank you guys for having me. Well, we have a couple of updates from you guys. So we had this past weekend, we opened up the facility so the dancers could change in it, or it could be open for them for the restrooms and anything they needed inside for the break. We have open gyms Mondays and Wednesdays now. So we have some of the kids from Rigetti or Mackenzie going over and just playing basketball, free play in the gym. We have currently around 30 members signed up there, 160 at Mary Buren, 60 at Mackenzie. That leads us to 250. All quad students are for free. So it really helps. It's really open for the whole community. The wrestling Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 6 to 7:30. Daisy was letting me know that they had a break, but should be starting soon. And every last Tuesday of each month, they use the women and infant mobile care uses the bathrooms, and when it rains in the facility. The grounds overall look good. Everything's good with the building. It's up to maintenance. Everything's taken care of. And some of the programs we're running are V-Star, which is an anti-bullying program. Youth for Unity, which is it recognizes the kids have different diversities and ethnicities, and they like to celebrate it. So this month it's really focused on Hispanic Heritage Month. And then we're having a fine arts program and a photography program being run with all the club members that go over every day.
Any questions? Justin.
I think you have to slide it up. There you go.
Yes, can you hear me? No, no way.
It should be.
Can you hear it? Yeah. I can speak loud enough. I just wanted to. If you can hear me all. Okay, thank you. Can you tell me more about the fine arts?
Yeah, so we have a program that the Boys and Girls Club runs. It's called the Fine Arts Program. So it includes like watercoloring and all this different type of things. At the end of the year, each month we collect all the artwork from all the clubhouses, even Santa Maria, down to Slow, Tascadero. And we're actually gonna have a room in the Santa Maria Town Center Mall where it's gonna display all the arts. It's gonna look like a museum. anything now the kids put up, any photography the kids have up. So it's really like a showcase, so the kids can invite their families over and they can showcase all the arts they've been doing the whole year.
Is that part of a curriculum of sorts, or how do they?
Yes, it's one of the programs we are asked to run by the Boys and Girls Club of America
Okay, so it's being run right now at the facility, correct?
and at Mayor Green and McKenzie. All three sites are running.
Oh, okay, and they're doing that currently.
Yes,
Oh, okay. What time is it? What time are they doing?
it depends the day. So at the clubhouse, we run it every Wednesday and Thursday, but I'm not sure how the other schools run it.
I'm
Yeah,
mostly interested in here.
yeah.
And then you said there was another program. I didn't hear it.
It's the photography program.
Photography.
Yes.
Tell me more about that.
So with the Boys and Girls Club, each site right now has around 30 cameras. Is it 30 cameras? So each site takes the cameras for a month and they run like through all the shutter speeds, through all the like different types of modes of cameras. They show the kids the different types of parts of cameras, and then we usually take them out to a big field trip, maybe also Flacco for the kids to go out there and start taking pictures. Last week, we were able to host the fourth graders from Mary Berry over. So they walked over, took pictures over the bridge, took pictures outside in the park, and then they were able to like showcase the pictures.
This is pretty awesome. Great. Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
That's really good, too. I'm glad to hear that. That's fantastic. I wish I could go over there to see it. Anybody else have any comments? Thank you. Go to number 6, adult volleyball tournament.
Okay, so the league, nobody signed up, which I wasn't really surprised, but my thinking and tomorrow night, I'm gonna talk to them to see what, like, I just want feedback on like why they didn't, if it's the day, if it's the timing, or if it's just like because of how long it is that they can't commit. But I want to try to do a 1-day tournament because I feel like that's something that is like an attainable goal. Everybody can set aside like one Saturday or Sunday, just depending on what day works best for everybody, to sign up and like come out, and we can have a bunch of different age ranges, especially because they're playing right now. I'm gonna talk to Kelly and see if that's something that she'd be interested in doing, like little sub teams, because I think they have like, I think she said they have like 15 girls right now, so you could theoretically make like 3 teams out of that and have them scrimmage against each other, and then let maybe the other schools in the area know that play in their league, just to have something extra for them to do, but then also open it up obviously to adults and do like a high school one, 18 and up one, even like a senior one, because I know the mayor really loves football, volleyball, so I feel like he probably would play. No,
I don't think
Not
we can
anymore?
do it anymore.
I think last year maybe it was his last swan song.
He told me, no, I will go if you're not there, Joe. But I'm not playing anymore.
So I don't know if you guys had thoughts on that. Obviously, I want to try to get it together before I leave. It probably would be like the first week of November, I feel like, because that would still give me time to advertise for it. But this one I would have to do, because it's like such a short amount of time, I'd have to do like a lot of word of mouth advertising. So I could use your guys' help with that, and then I'll probably announce it at the next city council meeting as well. And then obviously on social media, we already have like a template for tournaments, so that's not really an issue. I could use your guys' help with that too, just getting word out through Boys and Girls Club, but I don't know if you guys had thoughts on that at all.
No, I just wonder how you're advertising currently.
So through social media, and then especially on the You Grew Up in Guadalupe page, and then I post it always in the hallway, and then whenever I do, like when I did the volleyball league, oh my gosh, I don't know why there's so much feedback right now. When I did the league, I announced it a couple times at city council. So I think it's just hard, at least like adult league, and I know at drop-in nights, I had flyers like right next to the sign-in sheet, so there's no way that they didn't
We
see
talked
it.
about it.
Yeah,
After going actually and going registered and stuff. They haven't done that part.
Yeah,
But I actually do text each person that goes every time, so I can let them know we're gonna discuss tournaments.
mhm.
So the last couple times we had different people show up.
Yeah, so tomorrow I'll probably sit in there with you and like have everybody kind of wait until we have like a full
I'll let them-
group, and then once we have a full group, then talk to everybody and be like, hey, before we start, we're trying to get things going, like what are your guys' thoughts? What are the issues? But do you guys have any ideas on that outside of,
I only had a couple of comments. One of them is somehow it seems like a disconnect between some of the activities that this community does and the community at large, or if we're not targeting the right groups, I'm not sure. Cause I know we had, I think a couple of years ago, we had that function here. And gee, nobody from the community, it was all outsiders that came in, and I was just wondering, what's going on? Is it just, and someone said, well, that's the way just this community is. I don't believe that. I gotta think there's some other way of reaching folks and getting them, excited about what's going on. And I don't know whether it's gonna take someone going out, like door to door, reaching out to people, getting feedback. Feedback is very crucial in this stuff, so, I mean, I'm just throwing this out there to see if there's anything we can do, finding out why we're not getting the participation that we're looking for. Maybe it's just something that they don't wanna do, maybe that we're looking at, maybe doing something else, that they really wanna do. So, that's all, I just had a comment on that, but short of that, I'm thinking maybe a banner out in the front, now signing up for such and such, so it's a kind of a generic banner, you just put the activity that you're signing up for. I mean, maybe that might do it, I don't know.
If we can get flyers in the school, that would help them out.
Paper copies for the school.
Paper copies first.
Yeah, because if you do it through parents, it'll take forever, and then a lot of parents don't even know that they have to click on a link to see all the flyers.
And
So if you do paper copies, that would be very much.
and the parent will believe the child more. when they
Yes,
See that.
uh-huh.
And
So this is for adults and kids, right?
that's what I was thinking at first. Obviously, when I put the agenda together, I was thinking more adult, and it'd just be, it'd kind of dip into high school because it'd be 16 and up. But I feel like it'd be a good opportunity with volleyball to open it up to like a bigger range of kids, like maybe sixth grade and up.
Are we inviting other people from Santa Maria?
Yeah, technology doesn't like me sometimes. I would want to keep the registration for like high school and under age relatively low. And then just bump it up a little bit more for the adult range. But what do you think is fair? I know like for. I'm trying to think of the tournaments that I've been involved in the past and how much I paid. I want to say it's been like no more than like $100, but even that I feel like is a little much for just a day.
Yeah, so in the area, is there any like volleyball clubs or, like Oro Beach, Florida Grande?
I know for sure there's ones, like beach volleyball ones out in Pismo and Grover. I would have to, I'm pretty sure that there's adult leagues in, Slow County. But I don't know how that would work, if I could reach out to Parks and Rec, because I do have a contact there, so I could ask him.
So before we start affect Almaguer tournament, and that's a good example, because, there'll be only a few teams from Guadalupe, but a lot of other people participated,
Mhm.
Forest Santa Maria, or, Nipomo, whoever, and, even if it's not, they're totally people from Guadalupe, it's still a tournament where you get various people from different communities, so I think that would be a good thing too, to reach out to them.
Yeah.
So by doing that, that'll help, maybe encourage other, more teams and stuff, so. I mean, that's the only way I can think it'd be successful, like you said yourself, it's usually people from outside coming to our events than it is locally.
And I know especially right now, because at least girls volleyball and women's volleyball is in season, that might be a good opportunity for me to reach out to like actual teams that are established and just be like, hey, like, we're just having a 1-day tournament, like, it's good practice for your team, like, come out. And especially if I made it like super affordable, I don't see why they wouldn't.
Right. Not free, but not.
No, yeah, exactly.
What do the fees cover?
It would cover my time, admin time of like setting things up, maintenance time of making sure the floor is clean, setting the gym up, and then obviously, well, actually the umpire, I'm thinking softball still. The referee fee would be like probably a separate fee, because I know that even for like actual rec leagues, you pay like for the game when you get there. And Jesus, who did softball for us, also does volleyball. And then John Salter also does volleyball. I think he's actually over there right now. I'm sure that they would do something cheap, like especially if we could, and I'll talk to them too and ask them if they can spread the word, because I know for softball, we got 2 teams just off of Jesus telling people like, hey, we're gonna do a league in Guadalupe. So I'll talk to them. I'll talk to John after the game actually and see if he can get word out already. Trying to think. So time frame, I kind of have an idea, but what are your guys' thoughts on like the exact amount per team to charge?
Well, I think you just have to figure out what the costs are, but when you said your time,
Yeah, like with
what,
registrations and,
when the city pay for your time?
but that's like built into, like theoretically, all these events that I'm doing are supposed to pay for my time. So yes, like the city is covering it,
Yeah.
but previously it's always been through ARPA. So moving forward to cover this position in the general fund, you're supposed to make up like a lot of that time with the events that you're running and like with adult leagues and stuff. Cause I know that for other Parks and Rec departments, they get a lot of funding from like other random things, but majority of the money that they get in, from what I've been told, is like adult leagues and that type of stuff.
Tournament, maybe the champions could get, just the champions.
Mhm.
Champion, first annual, whatever, volleyball champion, Guadalupe, and then they get, one trophy, one big, one size trophy. Team trophy. Like, then you consider that in the cost too, so I don't know,
Oh, that's-
25, 30,
yeah.
25, 30, 40 bucks, somewhere around there, that should, seems a more reasonable.
And I can see if, I'll reach out to Point of Action, because I always go through them for all of our shirts that we've done in the past, so like the last 2 color runs, I'm trying to, the softball shirts. And I know even, police department uses them a lot, like for their actual uniforms, so I can ask them if they'd be willing to donate that, like the shirt part of it, and then, I'm trying to think if there's like a local trophy,
Yeah, there should be.
cause I always just order it off of Amazon, but.
Yeah, cause our treasurer always orders our trophies for football, so
Mm,
I can ask her.
Yeah.
They have a nice variety.
mm.
It'll work, it'll work.
Okay, I'll figure out cost for that then, cause it's not gonna be until November. So I'll bring it back, and we're already like more than halfway through September, so we're gonna meet in like 2 weeks again, so I'll bring this up again at the next meeting with more details.
And I'll remember to let them know for volleyball.
Looks good.
So, last week, half the people I didn't know lived in Guadalupe.
Oh, really?
There, I didn't recognize who they were, they didn't know who I was. But I did find out they just moved into new homes,
Oh, nice.
so I was thinking, okay, cool.
It's like for the dolly, I think you should, like 16 and up for the adults.
Mm,
That'd be,
Well, Rob is a perfect example of somebody that needs to be in like a way higher division than what he's in, cause he's one of the ones
He
that,
told me at school, they don't let him hit hard.
I'm sure they don't.
They told
He's
him,
so good, like,
"No, snag it." Oh, really?
he's one of those that he jumps up in the air and kind of floats around and he'll like look at people like, who am I gonna hit this at?
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Okay.
But yes,
sounds-
that sounds good. Loads around.
Yeah, he really does.
Oh, hi, any more discussion on that item? Okay, let's move to item number 7, Jackal Connell turf.
So I don't know, Enrique, if you wanna touch on this a little bit, but Emily spoke at the last city council meeting. I have some of her notes from after that meeting happened, but I'll let you go ahead and
Well,
you gotta push it all the way up.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, well, this is a long thought out dream of us to have, not just for football, but for the community. And make O'Connell Park meet its full potential, what that place can really be. And Emily described in great detail on the vision that we want for this community, for this turf. And she broke it down, costs and all those things, so yeah, it's very exciting, and I haven't told anybody yet, but I like to start spreading the word out and get people excited about this, and I think this will be a beautiful thing to have in our community.
I told people already.
And I know Adam from, I think he's with either Slow Cow Roads, he's with one of the dispensaries, emailed like right after that meeting and was like, hey, Emily, Hannah, like I wanna meet with you guys and talk about how we can be involved, because we definitely wanna help. And he's if you've ever met him, he's such a nice guy, like he's very wanting to help out the community as much as he can. And if you guys didn't tune into that city council meeting, you definitely need to go find it on YouTube and listen to Emily, because that was like the most amazing speech ever. Like she really did like break down all the logistics and like all the details, but then also had like that Guadalupe heart behind it. And it was just it was amazing to hear her talk about that. But she sent an email afterwards. So this is, I think, Enrique was on it, but I don't think you guys were on it.
You send that?
Yeah, I will. So it said, good afternoon. Thank you again for the support at last night's meeting. I really appreciate it, along with your kind words. I know heading into the holiday season, things start to get busy, so I wanted to put together an outline of items we need to accomplish to keep things moving along with the turf proposal. 60-day projected outlook. City, please provide any relevant data on resident demographics, specifically if you have information on the population, average age, income, race, ethnicity, education level, health factors, etc. No need to perform any type of analysis. I just need the raw data to work with. If you're able to provide the average cost for watering Jack O'Connell, that will help me build my proposal. If you don't have the exact dollar amount, you can send me the costs of water and the total square footage of grass, and I can run the numbers. If you have access to a 3-year history, that would be great. I personally, and this isn't what she's saying, I do have the cost for watering the grass at O'Connell, but I personally don't have a 3-year history. I have like a year and however many months I've been here. And then Shannon left, so she was the one that had that before. So I've been working with Dianera to try to get all of those invoices, but they're so far back that we're kind of sifting through everything right now to figure that out. Additionally, if you have a rough estimate of the total numbers of hours spent mowing, fixing sprinklers, etc. I know this is broad, however, if you can help me understand, is this contract city worker, etc. What is the actual cost we are spending to maintain the field? So I've been working on that too. It is like a lot of random information and like invoices, and even just like trying to find like, okay, this email I sent at this time and they fixed the sprinkler and sent me the response back at this time. So how long did it take them to fix that? Which also pointed out some flaws in my maintenance system, but I'm not a maintenance professional and I've never pretended to be, so. And then she asked Todd if you're able to connect me with the grant company. The purpose would be to better understand their thoughts on turf-based projects and let them know I'm working on this effort if they come across any funding opportunities. And then she said for herself and for the Parks and Rec Commission, I'm in the process of setting up a meeting with Ashley Costa from the city of Lompoc. She was the project manager for the Lompoc field, and she is open to talking about lessons learned, funding, etc. Once I have the meeting, I will report back to the commission. Once we have a general idea of the raw analysis and project timeline, the next step will be for me to start the analysis with the goal of starting the grant solicitation process around the first of the year. I appreciate the faith you have in my abilities. I included a link to a recent project I accomplished for work that is an outward facing website. If you need to show this lady actually does know what she is doing, which she does. I draft this report biannually, and all the work in the link below is my analysis and writing. And if you guys want this email, I definitely can forward it to you. She is in DC for the next couple weeks, so that's why she wasn't able to be here today, but I know she's really excited about this. I know a lot of the data Todd already provided her almost like immediately after she asked for it. So I just need to work on my part for the numbers and different things that she asked from me. I don't know if you guys had comments.
Yeah, a couple of things.
Yeah.
You know, being involved in grant writing myself. A lot of funders, a lot of institutions or individuals that give out money look at what you've done so far, right? And I think if we look at doing some fundraisers, and I think in terms of like what you mentioned with Adam and the dispensary, because part of that process, the application process, is that they were supposed to demonstrate community impact, correct? So they bought into that, so they are obliged to do, they're obligated, excuse me, to do that, to do something for the community. Maybe what we should do is start looking at tapping into their resources and seeing how we can do fundraisers with that. So that when we go into asking for money, we can say, you've already raised, the community's already raised $5,000, whatever, you know, what we can do. Because that goes a long ways and say, well, they're committed to this, because generally they don't want to give money to something that's just starting because it's, well, you know, what if they give up and our money's gone, you know? So they know that we're serious about it. So the other thing is in terms of grants themselves, and I shared a grant, I sent it to Emily from the state California, and I'll send it to you as well. But I don't know if this one fits. Looking at a different area, but they have a lot of money. There's a lot of money there. There's a lot of money out there with foundations and whatnot. So I think raising the money, it might take a couple of years, but I think it's very feasible, particularly if we can just tap into what we have here locally already and show that we are serious about this, you know, and start moving in that direction. But it's going to take someone to spearhead it. And I know Emily, you know, she works full time and whatnot. So I think if we get a little committee going, just maybe a subcommittee on that alone, invite community members, maybe 5 to 10 of us, we could push this forward. And, you know, with the resources that we have here and getting maybe the Boys and Girls Club involved in this somehow, just all the community organizations say, hey, this is going to benefit everybody in the community. And maybe we can move in that direction, but I'm just throwing that out there.
I can, what I can do is attend the next, nonprofit coalition meeting, because I think they meet every first Friday of the month, and then bring that up to them and just say, hey, like, we're looking for people that are interested, like you said, this is something that serves everybody in the community, like, it definitely, if we're 37% under 18, like, that's where our priority should be, and everyone's priority, not just the nonprofits that don't really serve specifically youth, but they all should be like, you know what, Guadalupe's goal is to help our youth succeed, like, this is how we do that. And I know the mayor in the city council meeting also mentioned they did that with Leroy Park, where they had that thing at Veterans Memorial Plaza that was like the chart, yeah. So that's something that, I'll talk to Adam about and see if we can get going on that,
In fact, I wrote a letter for Adam from my nonprofit at the time. And letting him know that we're backing him up and with the understanding that eventually, so, you know, and I'm sure our agency, well, former agency, retired, but would donate to this.
Yeah.
How much, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe 500 to $1,000, you know, just to get something started, you know.
So when we raise it. Say we have an event and we do raise money, so we got that start an account, right, somewhere?
Yeah.
And how would we go by doing that?
Well, we would have to find, like, the city would have to have the ability to take control of the funds, you know what I mean? So it's, you know, nobody's saying, well, who's pocketing this money?
That's always the thing.
Yeah, so it'd have to be the city or a reputable, nonprofit in the community that's gonna step forward and say, hey, you know, we'll take over the administration of this part, you know, the financials and showing how much is revenues coming in and, you know, that kind of stuff. I think the city, maybe we have to talk to Todd and see how that would work, but
I think their only hesitation with that would be having to like still be in charge of the numbers in a sense, because I know that even like with CBDG and like other grants that technically were run through and administered through another nonprofit, because at the end of the day, they were run through the city had to do like a lot of legwork for the finances, and I feel like that's where their hesitancy has been with like taking on another grant, because we already have like 5 or 6 grants in the mix right now, so I don't know if and that can still be a conversation, like I can still talk to Todd about it and see what he says, but I think that's where they were kind of pushing more for it to go through like a more reputable nonprofit to kind of take over that.
you know, I don't know, because our nonprofit I worked for primarily did employment and training, educational type programs. So it's kind of not even in our area, but we have the ability to do that, you know, to make sure all the funds are allocated and whatnot, but I wouldn't want to do that. I'd rather the city take responsibility somehow, you know, it doesn't have to, even if someone volunteers their time to be with the city to be an accountant, if you will, for someone, you know, in the community. I'm sure there's somebody out there retired that would do that.
I was thinking the same thing. There are probably a couple of counties around that would probably do it. We advertise. And
Yeah,
then we start getting the money, or something, we can have more people the private people wanting to donate money after they see that we're already,
correct.
we're doing this and they're working at it. Yes, you know what, here's $1 million.
You know, and we're not just putting it in the jar. We're not putting it
We
in
gotta
the jar
tap
of
into
the
those
refrigerator.
Chumash funds, that's what we need to tap
Well, yeah,
into,
and
or
that's
ask
where
them.
you would hit them up, because once they see that you're serious and you got money already coming in, they're gonna say, oh, yeah, we'll be glad to be part of that, because they'll see the list of already the donors, right?
Mhm.
You wanna be on that list.
And I'm gonna reach out to, cause I have contacts with Hancock still, so I'm gonna reach out to Hancock's football team, and then I don't know anyone from Cal Poly, or I know people from the basketball team, but not from football, but I still will reach out to their coach and just like local, even Cuesta too, and just let them know like, this is something that could eventually like impact you guys, because if we start getting like a good football program going, who knows, like you guys are gonna end up getting kids from Guadalupe eventually, so.
So when that stadium is built, you want to be a part of it too.
Mhm.
And the other part, the other two parts of that, one of the other part is the maintenance of it too. You gotta kind of factor that in, how are you gonna keep that up, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot less than the grass.
A lot less.
It definitely will be.
Mhm.
It definitely-
Nevertheless, they'll have, you know, and then of course, have to compensate for vandalism and whatnot. Hopefully that doesn't. Once the community buys in, you'll have a lot more,
Yes.
less people, you know, inclined to do something. But once this thing gets going, it just kind of snowballs, and I've seen it before, when everybody wants to be a part of it, there's some synergy going on, and I say, hey, you know, I want to be part of that. But it's gonna take a checks and balances too, you know, where somebody's making sure, that person's doing the right thing, and, oversight, and it's what. Everybody that's been in these situations know it's not easy, because all it takes is one person at one time where
Mm,
somebody questions the legitimacy of it, or, someone's embezzlement, and you're gone. And so it's gotta be very, very careful, but as you are, it's not
definitely.
gonna do anything there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited about it, frankly, and I think, Emily, she's so articulate,
Mhm.
and she can really push this thing forward. And,
She's very, very, very sincere and people were here. I always fit a big group of people that came and saw her speak. And
mhm.
I think they've been even a bigger impact and almost wish that. So that is available on YouTube, that.
Yeah, it is. It's, you just type in city council regular meeting, whatever day that was, no, was it the 12th? Yeah, I think it was.
Supposed to be there, I didn't show up.
What I might do is screen record that and then post it on the social media for,
Yes.
on you grew up in Guadalupe, because I don't know if anybody even really knows that that's going on, like,
No, I haven't really told anybody.
that's what makes me sad about city council meetings, though, is like, everybody always is asking me questions about what's going on, it's like, well, if you listen to city council meetings, you would know what's going on, but
I wonder if anybody's even watching us.
probably not, if you are, hi.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's it for that, unless you guys have anything else. No?
No, that just sounds good. Can't wait to get that stadium in Guadalupe built.
Mhm.
You can advertise that. Let's move to item 8, movie nights.
Okay, so we have a movie night coming up this Friday. And they're both the movie nights are gonna be at Leroy Park on the backside of the building, and we're gonna project it on the wall. So I'm gonna have the guys go power wash that on Friday afternoon, make sure it's nice and clean. Friday we'll be playing The Mask. And all the movies that were picked, I did a poll, and first I asked like for people to recommend what they wanted to watch, and then from those, I picked like the top ones that people asked for, and then did a poll. So The Mask was the one that got picked. I think it was like The Mask, somebody put The Sound of Music, which I thought was really interesting.
Good movie, but
I haven't seen that movie since I was 8 years old.
I just watched it again, now I finally understood it.
I don't remember what the other ones were, honestly, but The Mask ended up winning. So I had already reached out to Ernesto from Lobo Butcher Shop, so he's gonna do snacks for this movie and for the Halloween night movie. So this one's just like a regular movie night, it's just gonna be snacks, just something for the community to do.
So, I'm sorry, Halloween night movie is gonna be Mask?
No, so this is for this Friday. This Friday will be The Mask, and it'll start at 8:15. But I'll be out there early, hoping that hopefully people will think like, oh, there's a playground out there, like, let's take our kids and go play at the playground, and then we'll set up our chairs and everything afterwards. And then the Halloween one, let me pull that up, I can't remember. So that one, I'm encouraging everybody, and I'll repost it, but I'm encouraging everyone to come out in costumes, and I'm trying to see if I can get somebody to donate like a gift certificate from like Guadalupe Cafe or like Tapatio or something like that as an incentive for whoever the winner is. So that movie it'll be a 2 movie night. So it'll still start at 8:15. That'll be on October 20th, because I still wanted people to do their own thing on the weekend or on actual Halloween. So that'll be Hocus Pocus and the Addams Family, not the new one, the one from 1998.
First one.
Yeah, the first one. Was it 90 or 93? I don't know, I can't remember. And then for that one, Lobo will also be out at that one, but we're also gonna have a suite affair. So she went out to our softball championship and she has like regular sweets, but then she also does like twists on like Mexican treats. So she has one that is like those, oh gosh, I can't remember what they're called right now. Those circles that have like the rose on them, that's like, it's not peanut butter, it's like,
The sugar.
yeah, sugar, basically. She does cookies of those and they're so, so good. So she's gonna be selling her stuff too. So, I mean, that's pretty much it on those, unless you guys have ideas on other things that you would like to see added for that, but it's more just supposed to be about like the families and just spending time together, having something fun to do.
How popular are those?
We did a couple. We did one for October last year and we played Coco. And then we did one for December and did Polar Express and served hot chocolate, but we did it in the auditorium. So I think it was more just that it wasn't really anything like exciting to do really.
Not outdoors.
Yeah, for this one, I did put that it's a requirement to at least have 20 people to do the event. And once I said that, then it started blowing up and everybody was like
Oh, good.
stating that they're gonna go, so. And the thing that's nice about having Facebook now is you can, once you create the event, you can literally like send it directly to people and invite them. So I had like, I think it's like 60 people for the one on Friday said that they're interested, and there's like 28, I think, that said that they're going for sure. And then the Halloween one has like way more people already. There's like, I would have to pull it up, but I think it's like at least 30 something that have already said that they're going for the Halloween one. And then there's like 100 something interested. So that would be really cool to have a lot of people for that. And that one, I think I am gonna go all out and get like decorations and kind of like try to make it look fun out there. So that way, if the kids want to like take pictures or do whatever, like, they can do that.
Need to find somebody with a drone and put a witch on it with a broom and fly across.
You know what? Fire department has a drone and that's a good idea. I'm gonna ask them.
Oh, you scare everybody, don't.
Be like, what's that?
Fire department has a drone, cool.
That's great about the response.
Yeah,
I'm so happy.
that's been really nice. I don't know why I didn't think to do that before, but it's been working out really well. And it helps to just to know like if it's worth doing or not, like not in a rude way, but even like for the Coco one that we did and then the Polar Express one, there was like 5 kids in there, and the amount of time it takes to like set everything up, and then we ended up doing like popcorn, and we did like huge pots of abuelita hot chocolate, and we ended up like drinking it for like the next week like ourselves because nobody drank it. I know. I need to go to the cardiologist after that. Yeah, but that helps a lot. And I think too, one thing that I'm gonna tell whoever comes into this position is they do need to set a cap on it, and when they advertise, put that on there so that way people know, because I feel like in the past when I haven't done that, that's when people have kind of been like, like whatever. But if you put a cap on it and you're like, you know what, it has to be at least this amount of people, then people start saying like, oh my gosh, like we have to make sure we sign up, or we have to make sure we tell other people, because if not, then they're not gonna do it. So that's helped a lot. But I don't know, do you guys have, I'm more interested for ideas on the Halloween night, because I do want to make it like more fun and like interesting, and not just the movie, but like have other things. So I don't know if you guys have any ideas for that.
Raffle? I don't know.
A raffle.
So, for the contest, costume.
Oh, there you go.
Costume contest.
A costume, yeah.
Yeah.
Best costume.
That's
Homemade.
That costume is scariest costume.
Hmm.
Cute, and then cute.
Most expensive costume.
That's a good category though. Some people be spending a lot of money.
Maybe least.
Oh, that would be funny.
Most creative.
Yeah,
Most creative. Yeah. I think, yeah, you'd have to have homemade costumes otherwise. But that could get expensive. too.
I feel like it's almost more expensive. Yeah, I know, I was gonna say.
If we come up with anything, I'll let you know.
Okay, think on that one. I'll bring it back we still have like another month and a half or whatever, so. I'll bring that back for the next meeting. If you guys Pinterest anything or think of anything, we'll talk about that then too.
Little potato sack race in costumes.
That would be a cute photo op though.
Can't do the apple.
Oh, I know, COVID.
Can't believe we used to do that. The city can take on.
I- Wow, I never thought about that until right now. That's so gross. You know how many times I did that growing up? That's so nasty.
Wow, that's on your life.
There was no disease back then.
Immunity, that's what
Yeah.
Do they sign a waiver on that, or how does that work? Somebody get pictures doing.
For the apple bombing?
No, for the sack races.
Yeah, that's a waiver.
Yeah.
They're part of life.
Yeah. Well, we participate,
Yeah. Shake it off.
I don't know.
Well, the nice thing about that though is, I've talked to JPIA before and the format that we use for, drop-in volleyball, you can do just like one sheet instead of doing like individual ones. You just have to have like the language literally like stapled to the sign-in sheet, so that way they know like, oh, this is what that's for, but, that's an easier way to do it than having like individual ones.
That sounds good.
Sounds good.
Any more questions on item 8? Go to item number 9, pumpkin painting.
So this one we did last year and I'm so mad at myself. I know I took pictures, but I don't know if I just only posted them like one time and I don't know where they are now, but it was really cute. We actually did have, quite a few kids come out for that one. I think it was like 15, 16 kids, which especially last year, considering everything was just like barely starting to get going, that was a really good turnout. And I think this year should be pretty good too. I did let people know that they need to reserve ahead of time. Just because I'm looking to get the pumpkins donated and then the city obviously will cover the cost for like the paint and the paint brushes and stuff like that. Where was I going with this? Oh, so it's good to know ahead of time, like how many pumpkins I need to get, how much supplies I need to get for that. So that way I'm not, again, like getting too much and then having a bunch of leftovers after. But they had a really fun time with that. So that's why I wanted to bring that back again. And it's so much easier than carving because we talked about that at first and I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. Let's do painting. So we'll do that one again. That'll be, this thing is bugging me. That'll be the 25th. So it'll be on a Wednesday at 1:15 because they have early release on Wednesdays. So that one, I think I might actually have to like go door knocking and just tell people or do the physical flyers at the school because I have gotten some responses. I think that right now I'm at like 10 or 11 kids signed up. But that's mostly been through like the consistent people on social media that like always show up to stuff or always respond to stuff. And obviously I want everybody to come out. So
How many kids do you cap it off? Like, what if you have 20 kids that want to come and you say, okay, that's it?
I put the first 30 to sign up. So if there ends up being more than that, I'll still provide the supplies like the paint and the brushes, but they would have to bring their own pumpkin, which I know that here locally, I think they sell them like over by Seamus and Main Street sometimes.
Alligators might have some for sale. They donate every year. So you might be able to get a hold of some on theirs too.
Yeah, that or when the kiddos, cause after school, that's when they get the pumpkins, don't they, John?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, and everybody from, every little kiddo from, like Mary Vernon gets a pumpkin. So you
Oh,
can
wow.
probably even do it that day when they get their
Oh.
pumpkin and just bring your pumpkin over.
That's a good idea. Maybe I'll have to call the school tomorrow then and ask them when they're doing that. And I can always just change the date because we're still a ways out. So thank you. That's a great idea. That's why you're here.
Yeah, that is,
All right. Sure.
we get some flyers for that, maybe we can.
Yeah. Yeah.
But item number 10, October Recreation and Parks newsletter editions.
So for this, obviously I'll still have the pumpkin painting, the Halloween movie night on there, drop-in schedule. I've been putting the sign up now Boys and Girls Club thing on like everyone. I don't know if you guys still want that up there, if you guys want something else. Oh, okay.
Did we give you the basketball one?
Not yet.
No? Okay, cause that one's closed. We have 800 kiddos signed up.
Ooh,
Oh, really?
wow, that's awesome.
Santa Maria, Orchid and
Yeah,
Guadalupe.
yeah.
I did see it on the You Knew You Grew Up in Guadalupe page though.
Yeah.
And then I'll also have the poetry jam one for October. I can't think of anything else. Oh, I'm going to be adding something for Dia de los Muertos, which I will talk about on number 11, and Mr. Arnulfo is also here, so he can talk about it too, if he would like. You don't have to, no pressure. I just wanted to see if there's anything that you guys wanted added on there outside of that.
Sure. It's a question. I know Dia de los Muertos is technically in November.
Mhm.
But seeing that it's in the first week, would you put anything in there? An October newsletter to refer to?
Yeah, so that's what I was saying, is that I'll put it in the October.
Yeah, it's
One, two,
coming
yeah.
In November.
Mhm.
And,
Yeah.
and the activity we'll discuss at the next meeting.
No, in the next point, just
Number 11.
to like,
Oh, okay.
read whatever. But was there, I think, I never got the football schedule. I don't know if is that too late to,
Not too late, okay, I'll just put it out to you.
okay,
So we have actually only, we got 3 home games this year, we already played one, so we have 2 more home games, it's gonna be in Rigetti.
oh, okay,
That's where the Bulldogs have been having their home game.
okay,
But even though, this games in general, you know,
yeah, for sure.
and also we have an event coming up. It's on October 29th.
Okay,
It's gonna be, we're calling it a Halloween fest. The lady came up with. So it's actually a cornhole tournament.
oh, nice, okay,
Yeah, so it's gonna be on a Sunday from 10 AM to 2 PM. And it's gonna be prizes, raffles, yeah, just raffles, stuff like that. Prizes, costume. I guess they're encouraging costumes, so we'll see what happens.
It's a fundraiser.
It's a fundraiser for us, yeah. Cornhole.
do you guys have flyers for that yet, or
We
no?
just made one up right now, yeah.
Okay,
I'll email to you.
okay, sounds good. And then I'll make sure to be out there that day, so that way if there's any issues with,
Yeah.
Is that on a
Sunday.
Sunday? Okay. I might see if Eddie can work with me that day. I'll have to.
I'll be out there all day long. So.
Anything else?
If you need help on that, let me know.
Yeah.
That day.
They're pretty fun, pretty fun.
You guys gonna do any dodgeball anymore?
I'm kind of hesitant to do that just because we didn't really get that many kids the first time we did it. And then when I tried to do the tournament too, like had like no interest in that at all. We can try to bring it back if you want to.
But at least the adult division was really kicking.
Well, that's what I did. The tournament was open to adults too, and like even Christina's team didn't sign up or anything, so. I don't know, like,
Hmm.
I'm open to bringing that back, but I'm just hesitant to like. Keep holding it, like hoping that more people are gonna come out and then like no one ever comes out, but. I mean, that's a
I
risk.
think I need
Life's
to
a risk,
probably
I know.
talk to either Dr. Handel or somebody, so when we have something that we wanna put in the boxes, they're gonna approve it.
Hmm,
So I'm gonna talk to him and get it in ahead of time, and that when we come with the flyers, they'll put it in the boxes.
yeah, and that's the thing is like, it's not an issue of like timing or like not having print, it's just that if they. They have to say that it's okay.
I had it the one time and, oh, you can't do it right now. And he's out of town. Okay.
Oh, you know what I keep forgetting to do is, I need to put an insert for the, oh my gosh. I need to put an insert for the social media into the utility bill. I'm sorry, I just didn't realize until right now that my face was like right in the camera. Emily had told me to do that a while ago and I just completely spaced on it, but to send out, not like the specific events, but send out just like follow us on social media, because I don't even know if a lot of people know that we have social media. I think now like it's starting to get, word is getting out, but even then, like, I'm sure there's a lot of people that aren't even aware that we have anything, so I will definitely do that. Anything else for the newsletter? You guys, no? I have poetry jam.
On Halloween night, we're having
Do you have flyers for that?
the principal is making one, so she should be finishing it up.
Okay, once you get it, just let me know and I'll put it in there. Huh?
I can't think of anything else. Anybody else? have anything for better? No, let's move down to item number 10, excuse me, 12. Commission requests, comments and meeting reports.
11, Mr. Joe, 11.
Did I say that? I got
You skipped 11.
I'm trying to. Other matters of importance that the recreation services manager will discuss if deemed necessary.
So I briefly was talking to Michael and Joe about this walking in. The Little House by the Park, and then what group is it that you're affiliated with? You and Stephanie are affiliated with right now?
It's the Little House by the Park, FSA, and Community Changers.
Oh, nice. So we're all gonna be collaborating together to do a Dia de los Muertos event. So I know last year Little House by the Park did like an ofrenda, but they did it outside. So I know wind is always an issue here, and then even just like it being cold. So the city is going to help out by providing Vets Hall as a location. So we'll do an ofrenda inside. I believe Arnulfo and Stephanie are gonna work on trying to get that, but if you need help, obviously let me know. So we'll just do like a really big ofrenda and then everybody can add their own stuff to it. And then we'll have kind of like a little event inside. And then we'll all walk from Vets Hall down to Guadalupe Cemetery. And then the other thing the city's gonna provide, and we have to use ARPA recreational funds before, I think it's February 2024, so that's coming up pretty quickly. So using that, I'm gonna offer for the event candles, like the fake candles, and then give everybody one, and then we'll all walk down to the cemetery together. And then from there, everybody will kind of do their own thing, but I don't know, did you want to touch on that a little bit?
Sure. So
The event's still being planned out, but what we're thinking about is, like Kenna said, a big ofrenda at the vets, probably gonna have well, there's a little like
Alebrijes?
Alebrijes. So I found unpainted ones, so we'll probably run a program for the kids or whoever, honestly, to paint some and then to take it down as an offering to wherever. And then we'll have like maybe like a ceremony at Vets Hall. And then we're talking about getting some dancers, possibly for Codico, but I also have connects with, I'm not sure if anybody went to the celebration on Saturday at Leroy, but they had Aztec dancers. I'm in contact with one of them. We can have an Aztec ceremony either at the vets or at the cemetery. I've yet to talk with the cemetery people, but I was hoping that we could do something there. What I'm thinking is mainly just like kind of giving people the tools to build successful going at the plot, and getting people engaged and, just together, on the night, to reminisce and talk about family. So I have a contact with a man who sells one of the sells flowers in the area. He could bring, the marigolds. I was gonna, talk to a local Andalusia to get the Day of the Dead bread, and just maybe doing like hot chocolate and so something simple, but it's kind of like I said, giving the ideas to give people the tools, to just, they don't have to really think about like, oh, I need to gather everything, or we don't have, I'd rather just have it be easy for people to show up, really just focus on sharing stories. Maybe we can get a PA system out there, and I was thinking about maybe doing like a little thing called like a tree of life. We could set up something, we got little note cards, and people could write down whatever memory, a loved one hanging on the tree. And then maybe at the end we could do a ceremony where we, put it in a bin and we burn it all, or maybe we could have some people come up and speak about a loved one, a memory, whatever it is. But just trying to get people out there and engaged with, their families, but also the community.
And then Stephanie and Kraus and I are going to be doing face painting. So we're gonna do the half sugar skull for everybody. It's mostly for the kids, but obviously like if there's adults that want to do it too, I'm not gonna say no. I'm definitely gonna do on myself, so hopefully that encourages everybody else to do it. Yeah, I mean, like you said, we're still kind of planning it out. We still have a little bit of time, but I'm really excited for this one. I think it's gonna be a really good one. Again, word of mouth is everything, so spread the word if you can. Once we get flyers for that, I definitely will post it on social media. That one honestly might also be a good one to like go door knocking and maybe just spend. I'll set aside one day to just go out if you and Stephanie are available, just to go out to houses and let everybody know. Yeah.
I was wondering another way to advertise, maybe do we have a PA system that back in the day they used to go around in the car sometimes and advertise out loud?
the best way.
Or we could get coordinated with the Paletero man. And
Ooh, there you go.
just get on his routine.
That's
There you go.
advertise for water and gas.
I mean,
I think you're on something.
There were people like ice cream, and it's like, also, by the way, local. Yeah.
I know that,
There you go.
and obviously we could do the marquee too, and I don't think, the only thing is though, is that there's so much stuff going on in October. If we're going to put the roller rink stuff on there, that's gonna interfere, cause it's all during that week, so we'll have to
Yeah, two
figure that out. I mean, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We could do, well, we usually like to try to do one side in English and one side in Spanish, but,
That's true.
Okay.
we'll figure that part out. But for the PA system, we have a PA system now. We have a really nice one, but it's just not like battery operated. You have to plug it in. So maybe, I know we have a generator.
There you go.
That could probably work. I'll just get on the back of Rudy's truck and hey.
You're holding down today, yes. That's one way.
You know what? Actually, Vets Hall has the digital one, so I'm not sure who runs that. I don't know if it's Johnny or the sign.
Yeah, but shouldn't we, Mary?
I think the sign, I mean, technically it's on city property, but I think they might have purchased that. I don't think that was us. I'll buy him a bottle of wine and say, here you go, Johnny, let me use your sign. No, I'm sure that if I ask him, he'll probably let us do that, especially because it's a cultural thing, like it's not specifically for the city, it's for the community in general, so.
Take that back.
I'm trying to think if redacted. Trying to think if there's other stuff coming up that we haven't talked about or that isn't on the agenda. Oh, for the record, we were talking about this before the meeting. There's two people that have submitted their letters of interest for the commission vacancy. Arnulfo is one of them, and then, Mike Roshblin, however you pronounce his last name, is another one. So that's still open until September, I think it's 30th, or it's either the 30th or the 29th. It's some random day. But then once that's closed, then I'll submit it for the first meeting in October, and then from there, that's the council's decision. But I'm sure that if you guys have recommendations on like who you would prefer, you can submit that to me, and then I'll present that as part of my report. And you can do it individually. It doesn't have to be like a consensus. I'll just say, and if you want to know your name anonymously, yeah, you can do it that way too. And I'll just say a commissioner said that they wanted this person. I'm probably not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna say, you know what? They're both great candidates. Pick whichever one you want.
Yeah.
Trying to think if there's anything else. Don't think so. Fiestas Patrias went super well.
Weather was beautiful.
Oh, yeah, it was hot on Sunday. Saturday was really nice, and then Sunday was scorching. I had to go back to my car to put some sunscreen on. Oh, did you want to talk about the roller thing a little bit? I mean, I know it's not like a city thing, but
Okay, yeah, please.
yeah, it's a community thing. That's all that
Yeah.
matters.
So, Halloween night, we are gonna have a roller disco / lowrider trunk or treat over at, Mackenzie. June 9. This is gonna be put on by, FSA, the Hospital Park, Community Changers, the Kiwanis Club and the school. Kiwanis plans on having a barbecue. We're gonna have, the police department's gonna be out there on the fire. Hoping we can bring that fire truck.
The old one?
Mhm.
I'll ask him.
Yes. So, yeah, it's really just kind of geared, getting, the community excited, with this holiday, it's, we're gonna have costume contest, sounds like everybody else. Rentals, the skate rentals is gonna be really affordable. It's only $5 to rent a pair of skates. I'm hoping we're gonna have the touch of style. We have about like 6 cars I hear right now, but I'm hoping to we're gonna utilize, it's gonna be on the parking lot and the basketball courts. And I'm really hoping to, if we can, pack out that whole parking lot with lowriders. That would be ideal.
We're good at skate at.
On the blacktop.
Basketball court.
Yeah. That'll be the we'll have the lowriders there, and we'll just have a few food vendors. And we're also looking for a sponsorship for photo booth. So yeah, we're hoping to get a photo booth there. And, yeah, if any other local businesses you guys know any, or if anybody wants a booth out there, we really want to open it up to the community, because we want this just to be successful for the community. So if anybody wants a booth or an outreach table, whatever it is, like, we want, the more the merrier.
I think that's it, unless you guys have anything else.
That sounds good too. Just want to speak to everybody that says there's nothing happening in Guadalupe for the Parks and Recreation.
We're trying.
Let's come out and enjoy the activities. I don't have anything else, Hannah.
Just an update on where we're at with filling my position. We had 2 interviews on Yeah, I think it was sometime earlier this month. They both were really great candidates. We haven't moved forward with either one. The mayor would like to, have the job posting up for a little bit longer just to see if there's anybody else. Cause I think those two were the only two that, applied, or at least that were qualified for the position. There is a bachelor's degree requirement for the position, which I have kind of expressed, and this is just my opinion, if they do want to see more people apply, maybe lower that to an associate's. I really think the only component of the degree that's necessary for the position is just writing the staff reports, and that you can do with an associate's just in anything.
Usually in those cases, what we usually do is associate's required, but a BA preferred.
Yeah, I will mention that to them. I definitely do think that this is a good position to, even if it is like an ongoing thing of like replacing somebody every couple years, it's a great growing position for anybody. So if you take somebody that has their associates or that is just out with their bachelor's and doesn't really have job experience, this is a great position for anybody. And I think somebody that is driven and that has the right heart for the community could do it with an associate's. Obviously a bachelor's would be nice, but I don't think it's a requirement, so I'm gonna push that again. But I know that we're nearing, I think, like the end of the time period of when he wanted it not posted anymore, because I know ideally they want somebody in while I'm still here so that I can help kind of guide that person along and introduce them to different contacts and stuff within the city. So
Yes.
we'll see how that happens, and I will let you know. I should know by the next commission meeting what we're doing with that, so I will let you guys know for sure.
Thank you.
Well, I was hoping you'd change your mind and stay with me.
I know.
Idaho?
No, I'm not going to Idaho. My brother moved up to Redding, California. Yeah. No, oh my goodness, that would, I love potatoes. No. Redding and Idaho are like the same thing, so.
No.
They're pretty similar.
Same demographics.
For sure. It really
There you
is.
Go,
Time for me to spread my little wings.
Some more.
Mhm.
huh? All right, that's the way you wanted it.
Don't make me feel bad.
Oh, did you hear that? I didn't want to make it real bad either, but yes, I really don't want to see you go, but
We don't want
our life.
that's my way of trying to.
I know.
But you must do what you must do.
Any? Nothing, nobody wants to say anything?
Thank you. Thank
Then
you.
I looking for the motion for adjournment.
Motion.
A motion, a second, all those in favor of adjournment, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
This meeting is so adjourned. Thank you for inviting us into your home this evening. Thank you.
Thank you guys for coming. Always a pleasure. You sat too long.
Thank you, everybody, for coming this evening.
Thank
you.
Thank you guys. Yeah. Thanks for the report.
Tell them said Bootsy said hello. That's what you call it, Bootsy.
Bootsy.
Bootsy said hello.
Is that like your DJ name? Or what was your DJ name?
Dance.
Oh, I'm telling you, every time I hear that Sister Sledge song, I'm always like, Joe Harris.
You used to sing it back when I'd be on top of the table with my tambourine.